Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tackle Productions. Today I'm Bancroft, being joined once again by Jimmy, Jake, James, and like always, Fluff.
That's right.
What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, everybody?
Fluff, you there?
Oh, for some reason I was waiting for Jimmy. But sorry guys, I don't know why I was waiting for Jimmy. But yeah, what's up?
Never wait for Jimmy.
Apparently not.
You will wait forever.
So,
Yep.
like always, there's buttons down below. Feel free to click them. They're there for a reason. Today's matchup is Jake versus James. King Vegeta is being piloted by James. My brain had it flipped around for some reason. I was thinking Jake was on the left side, but he's on the right side. And so Jake's playing his take on a Gotenks deck. So guys, take it away.
I got a slight correction already. This actually isn't my take. I pretty much hijacked this list from another YouTuber called Kaio Crisis, who made this really interesting skill negation yellow list. And since I had success with a skillless engine last weekend, I wanted to try this out.
You were talking about in the Discord of like you couldn't get something to work out, or at least maybe your take, and I do remember you saying now, like, I think I might just borrow that list for right now.
Yeah, I changed maybe 5 or 6 cards. It's very similar.
Jake, you need some credit here because you did work a lot on this list. Like, I think the entire week you spent working on making variations and changes to this. And I think it come down to you just determining that the Kaio Crisis list was just kind of boiled down in just like the perfect form of it. In a way, like I think you need some credit there for the amount of work you actually put into trying to make your own version of this list.
Yeah, one of our locals, Trevor, actually put me on to the video. And after I watched that, I was like, this is a really interesting take on a deck that I enjoy playing, and maybe maybe his thing I can come up with. But what I found, at least after this event, I think I would pilot the deck if it was tuned. And his list is more tuned exactly to his play style.
To the deck list credit, this on turn 3, this really made me have to rethink the way that I was going to play. It really threw me off once that unison came off. And it did make me do things just are we over 30 seconds? The fuck out of what I was wanting to do. But I think that you put the gas on a little bit too early, and you fizzled out afterwards. I think a little bit of thinking about the early game, and this deck list would have been great. It's just you ran out of gas way too quick, and I could just power through it after that.
Yeah. We'll see, and like as the game progresses, you guys will start talking about it. But this list can really be explosive. And I'm sure had I been more experienced with it, I would have been able to maybe manage that explosion a little bit. Maybe have a game. But we'll see what happens as things go on.
And I just want to clarify, I'm not sure if it's on my part, but I do feel like Discord's acting up currently. Just letting you all know.
I'm getting that as well.
Yeah, it might be me, honestly. I'm seeing red whenever I talk.
You're seeing red?
Yeah, like red connection level.
Ah, okay, fair enough. So,
Yeah, like he's cutting out. So
I want to clarify something real quick. I know, and maybe I'm mistaken, I never really actually played King Vegeta, but when you played the battle cards on your side, are they played active? Or is it just a Goku that's played in rest mode?
when you use the field card to play out the one drop weenies, it is played out in rest mode, and it is played out with its skills negated, and that's by design of the card. Because its skills are more um, they're more of a detriment to the opposing player when you can play it on their turn, and then when you uh, ditch a life in order to play them out on your side, you negate the skill. So it's you getting one of those weenies out to play one of the 3 drops essentially for free without you having to crit out a life.
Gotcha.
So it's one way to get a little bit of a hand advantage, and still be able to get one of your 3 drops out in order to put a little bit of pressure out. This deck list does run a little bit of the Bardoc's crew in order to get a little bit of early game pressure. What it wants to do is to get the Jiren or the 5-drop Vegeta, preferably both, out by turn 4 in order to lock things down and to transition more to a control style deck. But turns 1 through 3, you want to be more aggressive, more put a lot of pressure out.
Now, you did give me corrections for this deck to kind of set, because we built this deck kind of long distance, just kind of threw it together real quick. Tell me about some of the tools that you wish that you had that weren't available in the deck, and what are kind of things that just didn't work well for you in these games.
So the things that didn't work for me this weekend was not being able to easily cheat out some cheapy things to activate the bonds of some of the other cards. So things that I want to add into this deck list are the SS3 Goku one-hit wonders and the Taos to put a little bit of early turn 1, 2, 3 pressures, giving that crit from the Tau, especially to burn down either some of the life or steal a little bit of hand advantage from them feeling the need to combo out of it. This deck really needs. It was really heavy on the Bardoc's crew, and I think the Bardoc's crew needs to be brought down to 6 cards total.
Honestly, that is it. I forget the one drop's name there.
Shigesh.
Shigesh,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, dropping that Shigesh on turn 1 and then just passing it up to me, even though you couldn't swing with it, that provided a lot of pressure because I knew I was kind of on a clock as far as the aggression went because you could play your one drops so freely to have access to that bond. And
Yeah.
had I not had multiple super combos and things going on, I think that pressure would have been a lot more efficient for you.
I will say,
Yeah, the Shigestas are definitely staying in the list. It was more of the fact that turn 2 and turn 3, I was not drawing into what I wanted to transition into. The Shigeshus and the promo Bardocs are definitely staying in. It's the rest of the package that does not really fit with the leader that we're going to be cutting out for the next time I come down.
So, Jake, talk about this dirty, stank ass unison you're playing And I'm only saying that because I dislike this unison. It's really good, but tell us about it because it's just so good in almost every matchup you had.
So this is Son Goku Forever in Our Memories. What it does is at permanent speed, so in the pink text, it negates everything you and your opponent 5-drop or lowers skills. The thing about my deck is I don't really play any battle cards to the board that have skills that are lower than a 6-drop. So effectively what it does is it turns off all of my opponent's low battle card or lower energy battle card skills while leaving my skills intact. And combined with some of the other cards we play in the list, this unison can really put in a lot of work. Like here, I got 2 1-drops out for 0 energy, and then those 1-drops get an additional 5k just from the unison being on the board. And like we said earlier, had I thought about this game differently, maybe I should have used the -2 here instead and try and play a little bit more defensively and kill on a later turn. But this deck can push out so many attacks on turn 3. I felt like with all of his... He had 5 cards in hand, and with all this combo power on the board already tied up in rest mode, I felt like I could potentially get there if I just kept swinging.
And honestly, I think if you would have waited one more turn, you would have been able to push me out of the game. The fact that you had nothing in hand and I just had to deal with everything you had rested out is the only reason I was able to push the win for turn 4. I think turn 3, this deck list would have done really well defensively, and then turn 4, if you would have pushed for game, you probably would have had it. I think you went on the gas just one turn too quickly.
I could have also attacked your battle cards here since they have no skills. I'm not really punished for removing them in any way, and that could have just pressured you in a different way. And here, I'm actually supposed to draw a card whenever you activate extras with my leader, and I just forget to. But I don't think it really adds too much to the game.
So it's been a while since I played that unison. I might have missed it while you're talking about because I had to step away for a moment. The -2, it's kind of like a pseudo Nimbus, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, they only get 1 battle card swing,
which is really good. And granted, knowing the 0 getting it's +0 to play the skillless, right? Or is it boost skillless?
The boost is on the static effect, and then the +0 just puts 2 1-drops to the board.
So with that being said, he could have tried to push your unison, but you are playing yellow deck, and you could have there was a power to Super Saiyan right there, which you could have used to tap down the leader if he swung the battle card first and stuff like that.
Power only hits battles and unisons, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm thinking
I see what you're saying though. So he swings with lead. He's only got 1 battle card swing. I tap down the
bigger threat,
bigger battle card. Yeah. There's different ways I could have played this, but at the time, I felt like if I had to go another turn, I might not have been able to make it. But watching the game back like this, it clearly wasn't that dire. And even though I had aggressive cards in my hand, it would have been better to just wait.
Ooh, you had the higher drive in your hand too.
I think
that's a lot of combo power.
You push it on turn 3 was just the wrong move. I think you should have gone defensive on turn 3 and pushed me out on turn 4. Because
one of the things that I've kind of seen just kind of watching this is Jake is really comfortable with this package of cards. And I feel like in Son Gohan, there's not really this element of control that kind of forces this variant of the deck to slow down a little bit compared to the skillless Gohan deck. Whereas with this is more akin to the overall totality of what Mecha Frieza tries to do, where it's just going to be a resource grind. So you put that out, your opponent stops accruing advantage off of their cards, and then you basically just egg them out over the course of a turn or two. And I, having the benefit of being able to look back and see kind of where things went wrong or things that could have been done differently is a really positive aspect.
So I think I may have missed it early on, but or may have seen wrong, but you are under the effects of Imposing Presence right now.
Correct.
Yeah, that card is so underrated right now. I believe
It really saves him right here.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people giving that card the praise it really deserves.
That opposing presence is what won me the game.
Yeah.
Because your Bardock also gets hit with that twice because it's a dual attack as well.
Right, and he activates the leader and it just dies.
Oh, I forgot the leader has that ability. Ooh.
Yeah. So, like, he tried to use it on the Bojack earlier, but couldn't because of barrier. But that ended up being better for him.
I read that fucking Bojack like 3 times and I did not see barrier.
Well,
But that thing has like a million miles of red text that it just passed me over.
Well, it ended up being better for you. Because had you used it on Bojack, you wouldn't have had it for fighting against Fate.
The auto is once per turn, so it would trigger on the first decrease and then would not be able to trigger later on.
Oh, okay. Well, we didn't know that. So, I mean, I'm assuming you had 5k more combo power, so it doesn't really change much, but...
With that being said, hope you all enjoyed the match as much as Jake did. Keep in mind there's buttons on the screen while Fluff does the outro.
Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Mad Mothers Against Drunk Driving. If you can't tell, one of the 5 of us is a little inebriated. Let us know in the comments below your guess. Click on one of these 4 videos if you haven't seen them yet. As always, read your cards, know your plays, let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and fluff out.
We're never getting that Bandai sponsorship.